I'm the owner-operator of Crawford's Crosshairs Gunsmithing. I basically fix, repair, modify firearms for lawful abiding Canadian citizens in Calgary, Alberta.
So, as we all know, we have lots of wildlife in Canada. So, would you say most majority of your clients, they use their firearms for hunting?
Absolutely. I would say probably about 90% of my clients are all hunters looking to get their scopes mounted or tuned in, muzzle brakes, all that kind of thing.
Also, the remaining balance, I'm guessing, would be like hobbyists, target shooters.
Target shooters, competition shooters, yeah. I get maybe 1 or 2 pistols every couple of months, and they're usually just in for a deep, detailed strip clean kind of thing.
So shooting is also like a discipline for some people.
Absolutely.
They achieve really high levels.
Absolutely. It's a great stress reliever, and it's a great way to stay fit if you're competing in IPSC competitions or IDPA competitions, which are a lot of active target shooting, moving around barrels or barriers, and hitting select targets at the fastest time possible.
So it's not as easy as it looks.
Absolutely not.
So right now, our current legislation in Canada, so we have 3 categories of restriction and regulation about arms. So tell me about restricted firearms.
So a restricted firearm would be anything that's a pistol or AR-15s and a few other select rifles that the RCMP has deemed scary.
And there's also some prohibited weapons. What would those be?
Prohibited is anything with the barrel length under 2 inches in a pistol form.
Very small pistol.
Very, very small barrel. Easy to conceal is their idea behind that. As far as rifles go, you have AK-47, which is completely prohibited. Again, it's a single-shot rifle, so there's no real reason apart from the fact that it looks scary.
Okay.
And a few other select rifles that they also deem scary, a few shotguns as well.
And then we have finally our non-restricted firearms. What those are?
So anything non-restricted would be for hunting purposes, so any kind of shotgun, more or less. Bolt-action rifles, any rifle that has an overall barrel length of over 18.5 inches is deemed non-restricted.
Regulation wise, okay, we have these 3 categories, and also if we're talking about the way the firearm works technically, so there's down to 3 categories: automatic, semi-automatic, and single action, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between these?
So a fully automatic is something you just pull the trigger down and hold it down, and it's going to shoot until it's out of bullets. The semi-auto is it will only fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. So that's most pistols. A lot of bird hunting guns are also semi-automatic, just because you get a flock of 6 or 7 coming at you. You want to get a few. And then a single shot would be a break action rifle or a breech block with just 1 round. Alternatively, a bolt action is technically a single shot because you have to work the action by hand to get your next round in.
And is there any restriction on semi-automatic, like how many bullets you can have?
Semi-automatic, you can only have 5 rounds for hunting,
okay,
or 4+1. And if it's a shotgun, in Alberta anyway, you can only have 3 rounds in the tube for hunting. And if it's a pistol, 10 is the maximum.
Okay, so would you say that the most dangerous weapon is the one that has the most restriction on it? Is it really well qualified according to the law or not?
I don't think so, no.
For example, that one gun that could look scary because it kind of looks like a machine gun, but in real life it's not that powerful.
Absolutely. I mean, an AR-15 is a great example. It's only restricted, not prohibited, but they only shoot a 2.23 round for the most part, or a 5.56, which is just slightly longer. But all that is a 22 long rifle, which is a gopher gun. I mean, you might be able to get a coyote, but that's few and far between. You're going to get a good enough shot on a coyote with 22. So it's 22 that just goes faster. That's all it is. The fact that the rifle is black and looks military is unnerving to a lot of the people who I think are categorizing these firearms.
So most of your clients are law-abiding citizens, and there's no problem. Everything is smooth. Do they feel the regulation is really hard on them? There's so much restrictions and complications.
The biggest concern for a lot of them, especially for pistols, is transporting right now. Depending on when you got your license renewed, there's different rules. So for most of them, the newer ones anyway, you have a condition on your license that says you can take your firearm, restricted firearms, from any shooting range, gunsmith, or police station with no troubles. Now, if you have an older license, or if you don't keep up on the laws anyway, a lot of them think you need to have an ATT, which is an authorization to transport. So you would need to call the RCMP, get written permission from the chief firearms officer saying you can take your firearm from point A, being home, to point B, being your shooting range or a gunsmith or a police station or whatever. So a lot of it is very restrictive and almost makes people not want to go shoot because it's such a hassle to go do it.
Yeah, exactly. And those citizens, they have no criminal record, they have their license,
Absolutely.
everything in order.
Absolutely.
Still, there's that many restrictions on them.
Yep.